and she is thick, okay? Word to Beyonce.
Living fast and ballin' at Christmas time.
It's gonna be a good Christmas this year. Santa know when you good or bad, and we ballin'.
Okay. Hey girl, hey girl, hey. Dang, it's been such a long time since I recorded a dedicated video for YouTube. This kind of feels weird. It's Sharon B. Mills, and don't forget the B. So hello, welcome to my channel. Don't even remember the last time that I did this. Anyway, so today what we are going to get into, my stationery collection and how I am going to be using my planners and everything for 2026 in particular. If you are new here, I have always been a stationery girly. I'm big on planners, notebooks. If you are not new here, you remember back in the day when I was going to Home Goods, when I had like $20 in my bank account and I was spending, you know, $15 of that $20 on notebooks. I just need like a planner, like just for school stuff. See, look, like something like this is cute, but I like dark stuff. Like, yeah, not new to this. True to this. My love for stationery really started with my mother. My mother is a big person on handwriting, good quality paper, notebooks, all of that kind of stuff, right? So since I was a little girl, my mom has always like ingrained that into my head. Like, you write thank you cards to people, write down your notes so you can retain information, all of those kinds of things, right? And that's just something that kind of stuck with me throughout my life. What we are going to get into today, we're going to get into my collection. I'm going to show you my planners, my notebooks. I'm also going to show you what digital products I use as well, and how I use those things together to make my life productive, because I do a lot, okay? I have my day job, I have my business, I have Delta, I have my household, I have my dogs, I have family. Girl, like it don't stop, okay? A lot be going on. So I need to write everything down in order for everything to work in my brain, because it's definitely giving ADHD over here, okay? Okay, so let's get into the first thing in my collection. So this is the main thing. When I say this is the holy grail, this is the catch-all, if you will. This is my HP Classic planner from Cloth and Paper. So I actually got this folio when I went to the 10-year anniversary in Richmond with my mom. It was our little mother-daughter vacation trip, so that was super, super fun. And if you're a Cloth and Paper girly, drop a black heart in the comments. This is in the size HP Classic, and if you open her up, I'm gonna open her up. So just want to open her up like this. So this is the dashboard that I have in there right now. I'm probably about to change this dashboard because I had this in here for quite some time now, and I think this one came in the August subscription box, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. I don't remember if I got this in the subscription box or if my mom had this in her house and she just gave it to me. Whatever. I'm going to show y'all actually first my color code. So this is the color code that I have right here for my planner. And also, you know what's crazy? I'm probably about to rearrange this because I have a content creation planner now. So I can readjust these colors a little bit. So you know what? We're going to readjust that after this video. Anyway, let me just show y'all the layout that I will be using for 2026. So what I was using pretty much all last year, I was using undated dailies for all my stuff last year. Now that was good for work. However, I do need to kind of split up all the other stuff that I do and my work stuff, because my work schedule is a lot. Sometimes I have a lot of tasks for work, so kind of just need something for just that. So what I will be doing this year, this is what the spread looks like for this year. So you see it has It is a Monday start, so it has, you know, the week stuff right here, and then it has the day right here. So you have your task for the day, agenda, and memo. So what I am going to end up doing is I'm gonna move a little closer, is all my other stuff that I do. So, you know, my business, Delta, anything else that I do, right? That's like pretty much considered work in a way, is going to be put on this section. And I'm still going to use the undated dailies for my day-to-day work as well. I'm just going to add that as an insert in here. I was planning to have that by this video, but yeah, the package ain't come yet. It's okay. It's okay though. It's okay. And then if you could see, this is the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it has Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it just, you know, starts over, new week, boom, just like that. That is going to be my spread for 2026, and also going to add a monthly admin to this as well in the HP Classic, because I desperately need to see what I'm doing on a month-to-month basis, because again, I have a lot of stuff going on. I travel a lot, my man travels a lot. We are both, you know, state to state. He does a lot of stuff in Jersey, I do a lot of stuff in Maryland. So, you know, it's something that just makes sense for me, because I really need to see what is going on, right? This is my baby girl. Like literally, this is the first thing that I open up in the day, last thing I close at night. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. So I have my home planner. This is going to be for all of my stuff. Oh, you know what? I was like, why is this? Okay, yeah, here it is. I'm gonna say something is, because I was moving. Okay, but this is my home planner, my personal planner. So anything that is home related, groceries, bills, all of that is going to be going in here, especially like all my stuff for the dolls, like when I need to take them to the vet. All of that is going to be in here. So I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. And this is in the size A5. So I'm actually going to go to February because I kind of wrote some stuff in January already. So yeah, y'all need to see that. Y'all need to see my business. I'm putting y'all in my business, but y'all need to see all my business. Thank you. So this is what it looks like. So it actually, well, this part is actually a this is an insert that came with the subscription box, and I just put that in there. So yep, it says the 2, and then it has this spread right here, has a little note section, and then it has a place for goals, important dates, priorities, bills due, and checklists. This is really going to be strictly for finance, personal stuff, home, that kind of stuff. Next, I have a monthly overview. So again, what I plan to do is, you know, bills that are due are going to go right here. And then, so next is a little note section. Then let's turn. Then this is the weekly spread. So you see it has like a blank space, and then it has some graph space. I'm going to use the graph space for any like bills, anything like that, anything that needs to be done in the house. So like errands, you know, to-do lists, if I need to like clean something, laundry, reminders about the house, that is going to go into this section. So this is my 2026 home personal planner, if you will. Okay, girls. So next, you're probably like, dang, girl, you got mad planners. Yes. It's the way my brain operates, okay? Next, what I have is my content creation planner. So because I really want to take content seriously, having a planner dedicated specifically for it is just, that's just the way for me to trick my brain. Like when I write stuff down, like things happen. So this planner is actually from the Dailee, and she is thick, okay? Word to Beyonce. I actually been using her already. When did I get this? I believe I got it in, when was that? October? No, September. Okay, yeah, so I've been using this since September, and I really do like her. I'm gonna just take y'all through, I'm just gonna take y'all through the overall spread so you can see it kind of from the top. First things first, you have January. So, and it has those like little tabs and stuff built in already. Then it has a monthly spread, and it has a little section for content ideas. Then it has a notes section, and then it has a key section for all the different platforms. And then you can have content topics for the month. Has that little section up here, and it just has like, you know, the lines and everything like that. Everything is undated. That's what I really enjoy about this particular planner. Moving on to the next section. So it has the personal monthly budget. I am going to use this, but still, you know, I have my my cloth and paper personal home finance planner. So I mean, pretty much it's just going to be in the same space. But again, I like it because repetition works for me. So just having it in multiple places, it really don't. It's better for me. I'm the type of girl, you need to track my finances, okay? Because if you allow me to, it could get critical over here. It also has a section for expenses, which I love. Next, it has a space for monthly earnings. So it has your income, invoice tracker, income tracker. Then it has your monthly finance tracker. So again, another section for income, recurring expenses, subscriptions, and then expenses at the bottom. And then it has your goals, right? So this is where you really get into the content specific stuff for this planner. So it has monthly goals for each particular platform. And then it has your monthly goal breakdowns, right? So 3 things that you want to focus on for that month. It also has the sponsored content planning section. Again, this is a great way to keep track of what's going on. I think this in particular is great for smaller creators who don't have management and things like that. It really helps you get organized with understanding everything that is going on. And then boom, so you get into the weekly overview. So again, everything is undated, so you can fill it out yourself. So this is what it looks like. This is what the weekly overview looks like. So again, you have the platform, the piece of content, and then it has like a checkbox section for everything that you need to do, whether that's planning, shooting, editing, captioning, posting, all of that kind of stuff. Then on that other side, you have the weekly breakdown as well. Anything that is like just super prominent that is going on that week, I'll probably put it into this section. I don't really use this particular part as much, but what I do use is the daily portion of this planner, because this really helps me hold myself accountable to recording content and editing and all of that kind of stuff. So it has hourly schedules, so I can put in my time blocks of when I'm filming, editing, so on and so forth here. And then it has what you will post today. So it has that for every single platform. So TikTok stories, Instagram stories, YouTube, Pinterest, and then it has 2 extra spaces here because you might do Twitch or something like that. So it really gives you a lot of space to maneuver here. And then also it has a to-do list and then a blank note section as well. But this is great for me. It is very type A and I love it. So I'm going to actually show y'all a portion that I actually did use, one that is like not showing all my business. Hold up. This is from October, right? So y'all see I have like, you know, when I wake up, you know, I have my work block stuff, And then I have like when I'm editing, when I'm filming, so on and so forth. And then I had like my to-dos for that day. And then I also had what I posted that day as well. So this is just really great for me because it helps me keep myself accountable and to keep track of everything that I'm doing. That is it for my actual planners. So now I'm gonna get into how I just like take notes and stuff like that, because girl, I do not leave the house without my notebook. Okay, now let's get into my holy grail. This is my baby, okay, and she just so happens to be a product that your girl created. Okay, this is my notebook from Page 7 paper, my baby. This is what I use every day to write down my meeting notes, deliverables, all of that kind of stuff, right? So this is literally where my brain dump is. I had to take one out of my own inventory because I used up the sample. I literally always use the samples, right? I really don't touch the inventory, but this time I had to touch the inventory. So this is literally like, you know, my meeting notes, things like that, things that I need to refer back to, all of my meeting notes and everything like that. So I have my note. This is my notebook for work in particular. I also have another one specifically for Page 7 to write down my content ideas, marketing campaign ideas. This one is just like slightly damaged, so this was a sample that arrived slightly damaged, so I just used this one for myself. But yeah, so this is where like I write down all of my planning, anything for the business, you know, pricing breakdowns, all of that kind of stuff. This is in this notebook. This is the first design that I ever dropped. It was written. This is my baby. This is literally like what I started with, and she is my favorite. I'm not sure if we're gonna go back to 8.5 by 11 yet, but we'll see. We'll see. If the demand is there, then yeah, we can do it, girl. I have another one. Anytime I need to write like content stuff down and stuff like that, I use this notebook. So this is also a sample as well. We never released this particular design, but yeah, so I used the sample. But yeah, she's very cute, love her. So that is all the stuff that I use physically for planning, writing down notes, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so digitally, what I use is my Google Calendar, okay? It's nothing crazy. It's literally just Google Calendar. Let me just warn y'all, okay? It's a lot going on. Y'all see this? I know. Pretty much, I have a different calendar for everything, right? And on my phone, I see all of my calendars all together. Anything that is like home related, personal, is all on my personal calendar. Then I have a separate calendar for my money, bills, anytime I get paid, anytime I'm expecting money, anytime money is coming out my account, a reoccurring expense, so on and so forth. That is on its own separate calendar. Then I have a calendar for all of my Delta stuff because I have a separate email for that because it's a lot going on over there, so I need to keep that separate, right? So that also has its own calendar. Then I have my work calendar, right? Really the main things that I use are my personal, my work, money and bills, and Delta. That is literally the main things that I use, right? And I also have my man's calendar on my calendar as well, anytime that he's traveling, because I need to see that and make sure that, you know, everything is taken care of in the house. And to also just make sure that our travel is not overlapping with each other. And if it is, then we have to plan accordingly in order to take care of the dogs. So yeah, that's pretty much what I use for Google Calendar. And there's so many different videos to show you how to set up the colors and everything like that. I did include some videos in the description box, so if you're interested in figuring out how to build your Google Calendar, please refer to those because those will help you. Okay, so last thing, I promise, I know it probably seems like a lot. Again, type A. I tend to use this specifically for like personal stuff, for wellness, to just make sure that I'm staying on my routine, to really just pour into myself. I use the In Charge app. So this is what it looks like. I have, you know, my events, really just my morning routine, night routine, and then I have like my daily to-do list. So walking the dogs, gym, my shower, affirmations, skincare, breakfast, vitamins, devotional, right? So these are the things that I need to do every single day in order for just me to feel good about myself. So this is particularly what I use the In Charge app for. I don't use this as my overall calendar. And it also has an area for you to track how much water you're drinking, how much steps you took, and then how much sleep you're getting every single day. And pretty much I just pulled that information from my Aura app, and it just, you know, I just put it in there. I really wish that they had like a way to connect to the health app, because like the health app sees all of that stuff, but maybe one day, who knows. But okay, so I know that was a lot. Okay, I know it was a lot. Okay, again, do what works for you. I'm not saying you got to do all of this. This is just what makes me happy and what I like to do for me, for Sharon. Okay, so every single day I wake up, first thing that I'm looking at is my planner. Okay, so the first thing that I'm looking at is this planner, because this has everything that is going on for the day in here, right? And what I do every night is I write out everything that I need to do the next day. So I kind of just go into it understanding what is going on and what I need to do for the day, right? And in the beginning of the week on Sundays, I typically write out everything that I have to do for the week. So meetings that are coming up, travel that I need to do, so on and so forth. I really tend to do that on Sundays. If I don't get to do it on Sundays, I typically do it on Mondays. But just overall, it happens sometime in the beginning of the week, right? So I write out everything and I review it every night, and then just first thing in the morning I look at this, and then, you know, we get started, right? I like to write out what I'm doing the next day at night. It helps me just have a much easier day when I understand, okay, everything that I have to do for the day, right? Because again, I have a lot going on and I can easily get overwhelmed. But writing everything out and having a set time for everything really just provides me with a sense of peace, and it allows me to have a quote unquote soft life. So it's nothing crazy that I do in order to like branch everything together. It's just more so, okay, looking at my digital calendar, looking at my content calendar, looking at this, looking at that, putting it all into that central place. And then also taking the stuff from like my meeting notes, right? So if I wrote down deliverables from a meeting or something like that, right, I'll have to transfer that into my planner, because then that's something that I need to add to my to-do list. Speaking of that, I just thought about something that I talked about in a meeting that I need to add to my to-do list right now. That's essentially what I do. Again, this is what works for me. What I would highly suggest is to just start with one thing and figure out what works for you, and then build upon that. You don't need to buy 1,000,001 planners. You don't need to buy 1,000,001 notebooks. Just start small and figure out what works for you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, girls, see y'all in the next Vlogmas. Mwah.